supposed to be hard. Oh, come on, nothing?
Nothing, man. Is
Oh,
this Hunt for Red October?
no. It's from A League of Their Own.
Oh, you're right. Wait a minute. Video is private. Hi,
Hang on.
everybody. Hi, everybody. I think we're live, but having some technical difficulties here.
Greetings, internet, people of the internet, people of the internet, peoples, persons.
Oh, yeah, we're live. We're good to go. Okay.
Ah!
All right, let's do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Captain's Quarters, the unofficial Star Trek rewatch podcast where we are rewatching the entire Star Trek franchise starting at the beginning of the official chronology. My name is Gabe, and I'm with my co-captain Jason. Set a course for Star Trek Discovery Season 2, Episode 8, called If Memory Serves. How's it going,
Mm-hmm.
buddy?
Good, how are you?
It's great to be back, man. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been way too long.
Jason and
Two
I
weeks?
had,
2 weeks?
yeah,
Week?
2 weeks off.
2 weeks off. Okay, yeah. Well, there was a holiday in there and stuff, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
holiday,
I've been meaning to ask, what did you do for the fourth?
nothing. We never do
Okay.
anything for the 4th because fireworks are
Ah,
legal
yes.
here
Yes.
and they spook my dog, and we
Yes.
have to cuddle my dog tightly so that she
Oh
doesn't
no.
have a heart
Oh
attack.
no. That's so hard.
How about y'all? What'd you do?
We were in Portland.
Okay.
Go Thorns.
All right. Watching some football, I
Football.
assume.
Yes, sir. Yes, my friend. Go Thorns. Go Thorns. And then what are you drinking right now? This is something that we usually ask.
Yeah. I'm drinking hop water.
We're not sponsored by, but if they want to, they can.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm drinking non-alcoholic hop water.
Does that does that taste good? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
really?
it's very hoppy. Tastes like beer. Tastes like an IPA.
I was about to say like just hop water,
Yeah, man.
like a cold hop tea.
No, man. It's good.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna tr yeah, I'm gonna believe you. I trust you. I believe you. Yes.
I'd recommend
So
it for
does it
sure.
is it like flat beer?
No, it's fizzy.
Oh, so it's carbonated. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. It's a non-alcoholic IPA, basically.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
This one particularly is a hazy IPA, so
Oh, okay.
highly recommend.
Okay. What does it taste like?
It tastes like an
Non-alcoholic
IPA.
beer? Okay.
Tastes like an IPA, man.
Okay.
I don't know if you've tasted non-alcoholic beer, O'Doul's, Heineken Zero.
Can't say that I have.
They are not good.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yeah, this is not that. This is good.
Okay. Okay.
It tastes better than some regular beers, to be honest.
Nice. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have to try hop.
Okay, let's do the synopsis, courtesy of Memory Alpha,
Hit it.
fandom.com.
Yeah.
Okay, very short one, but we'll get
Okay.
into the details.
Okay.
Spock and Burnham head to Talos 4, where the process of healing Spock forces the siblings to confront their troubled past. Stamets desperately tries to reconnect with an increasingly disconnected Hugh, while Tyler struggles to shed the crew's suspicions of him due to his past as Voke.
That was great.
Thanks, Memory Alpha.
That was great. Now we don't have to talk about it.
This was a jam-packed episode.
Yeah.
There was so much. There's no way we'll be able to cover it all.
So much. Just
Yeah.
so much.
And
And
a
it was
great
so good.
episode.
So good.
I know we like to save our review to the end, but just gotta say, this was a great one, man.
I don't like to be so proverbial,
Mhm.
but no, I'm gonna say it. This was the best Star Trek Discovery episode thus far for me. For me.
I
It
think
hit
I,
all the boxes.
yeah, I, I think I agree. I'm gonna say it's tied with the last one, which,
The
as you
last
know, that
one,
I
I know
liked a
how much you
lot.
like the last one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
okay. Where should we start? So,
No, 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 no. We have to start at the beginning. We,
yeah.
we have to. I didn't even consider, never crossed my mind that this was post the cage.
Yeah, so tell us what happened at the very beginning of what was the teaser in this one?
So the teaser in this episode is that they took footage from the pilot episode, The Cage, and they kind of mixed it in there. And they just took snippets, and it was kind of reminiscent to another Star Trek episode called The Menagerie, where they also took snippets of the cage to like make an episode. And this Discovery episode was kind of an extension, baby brother kind of sibling to those two episodes, The Cage and The Menagerie from the original series. And it was beautifully done.
And for those who don't know, when Jason says the pilot, he means the unaired pilot, the
Yeah,
original
yeah,
pilot
yeah, yeah.
that was
The
then reshot.
Yeah, yeah, the original pilot that they showed to NBC and said, "No, this is too cerebral." And then it didn't come out until the 80s, 70s?
Whoa,
No, no,
really?
no, no, I don't know. I don't know when it was released again. And it may
Yeah.
have been released back in the 60s. I don't know, but it was, yeah.
Yeah, and in the way they did it in this episode, they literally said previously on Star Trek,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
they showed a recap of the cage, like the actual footage from the cage.
Yep.
And
Yep. And
I
it was
did you do what I did where you're like, oh wait, did I click on the wrong show? I thought I clicked on the wrong because all the Star Trek shows are in Paramount.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought I
yeah, yeah.
clicked on the wrong one.
I totally no, but my jaw dropped, and I was like, no, they didn't. They didn't. Because remember, if you remember the last episode that we talked about, one of my concerns was,
They're gonna
well,
retcon
how are
it.
they going to explain that?
Yeah.
Because, and then I didn't even consider this is after the cage.
Well, but for good reason though. Like they did not allude to it at
No,
all.
right, 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 right. No, yeah, right. You're right. Yes. And
And
that's what kept us guessing, obviously, but yes.
so that, I mean, I love this episode. I think I agree. It's among the best of this show. But I think that that part highlights that did we need Pike in this show? Like, was it just fan service bringing him in?
Mm.
And does this episode highlight how problematic it is to like bring him in because he's an Enterprise guy. Like he flew the Enterprise, right?
Yeah, he's Captain of the Enterprise. Yeah.
Yeah, so um we never knew that he had this extended detour on the Discovery, right? And they had
Yeah.
to
No.
basically
Mm-mm.
retcon his
Mm-mm.
backstory to fit him
Well,
in.
I mean, yeah, and I have a feeling. So he is in command of the Enterprise. The
Hmm.
Enterprise is just. Where did we leave the Enterprise last time? They were damaged
Yeah.
extensively and needed
Yep.
repairs and a refit.
Yeah.
And therefore he is on assigned to Disco.
Right.
So they didn't change anything other than that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if retcon is the right word, but they shoehorned in a bunch of stuff that didn't exist for
Yeah,
the sake of
yeah,
including him.
yeah.
And it's fine, but it does feel a little bit like our complaints with, oh, it turns out Spock had a sister,
Yeah,
that type
it's
of thing.
true. It's true. It's true. It's true. But you know what? I also think so now that we've done this, and because I haven't watched Discovery, but I've watched Strange New Worlds,
Hmm.
we find out that Pike, in some fashion, finds out about his future.
Mm.
And I'm curious if Discovery is going to do that in one of the next episodes. In the accident backstory that we don't get to get into in Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah.
So, and you know what though? And that's the thing. And again, maybe this is because I love Anson Mount.
Hmm.
I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, he is good.
And it would have been criminal for them to not spin off a whole new TV show called Strange New Worlds, but without, but with Anson Mount as Captain Pike and continue those stories. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Yeah. So I could be biased there. I don't
He
know.
is good. I can see why they were like, we just need as much of this guy as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
so
absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
to the point where I almost suspect like it wasn't the original plan. They just liked him so much. They're like, let's keep him around for an entire season and a half or
Yeah, I
whatever.
get that sense too, because if I was like, oh, he's gonna show up, in one or two episodes when they meet the Enterprise,
Yeah.
like, oh no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Captain, you know,
Well, I don't want to have to recap the cage, but
no.
there are important points, which is
We will
that,
we will recap the cage when we recap the cage.
yeah. But what I know, because I have not seen the cage,
Yes,
is that the Telosians are there. They
yes,
have huge craniums.
yes.
They're telepathic. They're basically so telepathic. They're basically magic and they can create projections. There is a projection of a woman who crashed on Talos. Her name is starts with a V.
Yep.
What is it? Is it Vina?
It's Vina. Oh, I thought, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Um, and so when Pike was there, he fell for Vina, she fell for him, even though they both acknowledge that it's not real, it feels so real that they're okay with it.
Hmm.
And
No, no, no,
so
no,
now
no. It is real. That love is real.
the love is real, but she's not real.
No, she is real. She's real. It's just that she's deformed. Okay, in this episode, they harken back to that. So when they
Okay.
crash, oh man, I'm gonna give away part of the cage. Ah,
It's okay.
ah.
It's okay.
Okay,
Because
when
this
they
episode already gives it away.
right, so when they crash,
Hmm.
she is deformed
Hmm.
because even though the Telosians are humanoid, I never get that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just don't go there.
Yeah.
She is deformed, and they can, but they project her back in a state in which she's not, and she can be that way.
Got it. Okay.
And yeah, that
So it's like
is
a projection like costume almost. It's like
yeah,
a
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's a lot like if you think about there's a theory in the Star Wars universe that Palpatine puts on a mask
sure, yeah. And then it's
behind the
revealed. Yeah.
that stuff,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, and it's projected, and she feels that she feels normal, is normal when they project her that way, even though it's
Got
illusory.
it. Okay. See, I thought she died and we were seeing a projection of
No, no, no,
her.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. And
Okay.
if we get the when we get to either one of the episodes of Discovery or when we get to the menagerie, we
Hmm.
will understand why Pike future becomes his future.
Okay.
So, but she's real.
Well, the
And then
big
the other
take,
thing, the other
yeah,
before you get, I'm
yeah,
getting started because
it's all good. Yeah.
one of my favorite episodes is we also get to keep up with the keeper, who is male in this, a
Okay.
guy who
Yeah.
talks.
They were all male.
No, I
Yeah.
think one of them was. I think two of them were female.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
because the second voice is female, but the lead, that is the keeper. That is the leader. They're called he or she's called. They are called the keeper.
Okay.
But in the original, it is played by a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm curious, and they don't talk about it in this episode, but I'm curious if we're talking about the same keeper
Hmm.
or not.
Wow.
Because, that would, yeah. So
Interesting.
one of my dream Halloween costumes
Oh,
is
wow.
a Telosian from the 60s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Because as you saw, like they had the big head, right?
Yeah.
And as they were talking, there would be like this little vein thing in the top of
Yeah.
their head that would
Yeah.
like burble and like pump like this. And it's so cool.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
I
Captain Pike,
I
we
would
will
love
send
that
you back.
because like maybe one person would get it, but you'd have to go
Yeah, I
to
know.
like, I don't know,
Yeah, I know.
somewhere really nerdy, a
Yeah,
comic
I
book
know.
shop.
I know. I know. I
Yeah.
know. I know. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
Well, so our takeaway is that they're able to do these projections. And so later on, they're going to project her onto Discovery.
Hmm.
And so Talos is where Burnham and Spock end up. They go there. We knew they were going there from last episode. And Spock wanted to take her there so that he could show her his memories. These Telosians can not only can they do telepathy, but they can also then project the memory so that Burnham can experience them. And so she's able to understand that Spock is not a murderer, which he's been accused of this whole time.
Yeah.
So Spock was at the facility and he's like scribbling out everything he can think
Why? Can
of
I pause you there for a second?
yeah,
Why is every time we're in a mental facility, be it movie, TV show, they're always scribbling things like on the
yeah.
floor and the walls. I'm like,
It's a trope
why?
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's
And they're
simply
always
a
like
trope.
huddled on the ground.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Well, so Spock is obsessed with the Red Angel. He's scribbling it all out, formulas all over the floor, maps, and, you know, diagrams of just everything he knows. He's obsessed. And so the orderlies come and they are going to harm him basically via Section 31. Spock wants to leave, but they're gonna harm him. So he does like the Vulcan death grip pinch
Nerve
thing,
pinch, nerve pinch,
nerve
nerve pinch.
pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he decapacitates them, but he doesn't kill them. So
Yeah.
Burnham gets to see this with her own eyes, and so she knows now with certainty that he did not kill them.
And yet she questioned, like, did you kill these people? There was still a bit of doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I were Spock, I'd be like, yeah, do you see death here? No, you don't.
Right. She, I mean, anybody can be crazy enough that they can do something that is not what they would
Yeah,
normally
no, that's
do.
true. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Not that mentally ill people kill people. I think they say they don't
No.
kill them at higher rates than healthy people. I think
Yeah,
they
no.
actually kill them less. But
Oh.
in an altered state, um, you can still imagine though that someone would be capable of something
For sure.
that that you wouldn't imagine them doing when they're were healthy. So
And Spock actually
yeah,
would say that he is capable of killing someone if he wanted to. Vulcans would be able to kill humans, dispatch humans fairly easily.
yeah. So now we know he didn't.
Yeah.
The Telosians are going to show Burnham these things, but they say it's at a price.
Yeah.
And the price is they want to see what happened between her and Spock, which caused a rift between them when they were younger,
Yeah.
which is something we've known about, but we never really knew the details.
Yeah.
And so we so the other thing we get to see is when Spock meets the angel. So Spock knows that it's a human in a suit.
Because
So
he
the
mind
angel's,
melds with it.
yeah, he mind melds with it.
Yeah.
He knows it's human and
Yeah.
he knows this is all engineering. It's not magic. It's not divine. It's engineered.
Yep.
So now Burnham knows this.
Yes.
So now we project Burnham's memory of the conflict between her and Spock when they were younger.
Yep.
And so this was a great scene because we didn't really know what it was. You kind of were left to your imagination of what created the rift between
Yep.
them.
Yep.
We knew that she was running away because of the Vulcan terrorists who
Yep.
were wanting to cleanse the Vulcans of humans. And
Yep.
so she was concerned for her family. Her being a human, she thought she was going to risk her family's safety. So she's going to run away. Spock tried to like stop her, but then he was going to follow her. And he's
Yep.
much younger than her, apparently. And so,
We don't know with Vulcans because
yeah,
they age
they
slower.
age
Yeah. But
slowly,
anyways,
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
But he's at least he's smaller. He's like a
Yeah.
little
Yeah. Yeah.
kid to
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so she uses her words to basically hurt him emotionally
Yeah.
so that he doesn't follow her. So she basically lies and says, I don't care about you. You're a
Yeah.
half breed. You're a Vulcan. I don't love you. All these things. And
Yeah.
so it was a very, very emotional scene because um, it was like an elegant way to do it because the when you're left to your imagination, you're assuming that it's something involving violence or some treachery that
Yeah.
something I don't know, something more than words.
Yeah.
But they really played on the fact that Spock, particularly at that age, he did have a lot of emotions and that he was attached to her. And he says, but I love you. And so she basically manipulates his emotions to try to sever that connection so that she
Yeah.
can leave without him following.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the such an interesting choice and it was really well done. And you really felt for Spock and her
You
because
do.
you knew that it killed her to say it,
You
but
do.
she thought it was the
Yes.
right thing to do. So
Yes, you do. And I'm glad you pointed that out because no, I'm glad the way you illustrated that because I love the way they switched from the young kids
mhm.
to the
Yeah.
adults also saying it to one another.
Mhm.
The Sonequa Michael Green and the Ethan Peck. And then
Yeah.
we switch to the young boy and younger Michael Burnham
Right.
and go back and forth. And I love that they had to play that. That
Yeah.
was très magnifique.
Yeah. Agreed. Very well done. Totally
Yes.
agreed.
And then the other thing that we learn that you might be saving that
Yeah.
in the first vision that he has as a boy, uh he knows where she is because the angel communicates that her life is in danger and she's going to be killed by this Vulcan lizard fly dragon thingy.
Right, right, right.
And they find her, and Spock is able to tell his parents and find her in that forest and saves her
Yeah.
life, altering the course of her life.
Yeah, they call it a premonition. And
Yeah.
so was the angel giving him premonitions, or does he naturally have the ability to have premonitions? I think it's
I'm
the
not
angel.
sure. I think it's the so I think it's the angel's ability to,
Like gain his trust or something.
yeah.
I think so too. Because
Yeah.
otherwise we got to be like, wait a minute, is Spock special?
Yeah, I mean he is special, but not, I don't think in that way.
Okay. Well, so that any doubt Burnham had is now squashed. Obviously didn't want to relive the horrible things she said, but that was the price. I don't quite know why the Telosians cared about experiencing that.
Yeah, so they are very interested in human emotions and reactions and how each person reacts and how they handle things in certain situations. Oh man, I keep giving away. Okay, never mind. Never mind. But yes.
It was academic for them. Okay.
Yes. It's because yes, they have evolved into telepathic speaking and advanced forms of communication and all that stuff. But I think there's also a very much a learned growth aspect of human emotions, and that's why they're interested. It's academic, but it's also curiosity,
Right.
which I guess are
Okay.
the similar things, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, so Burnham is on board now. She knows Spock's fine. And
and what did
and
you think? What did you think though of, was it worse? Was it as bad as you thought? Or was it like, ah, that was really nothing? What was your
the
take on
rift,
the rift?
the conflict.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
conflict. Sorry.
yeah. I mean, because in my imagination it was something terrible. She tried to kill him. I literally thought maybe she tried to kill him for
Uh-huh.
some reason. But then when they did what they did, I was like, oh, that's brilliant. You know, they've alluded to the emotions. Spock's mom talked about how he needed that love as half human. She couldn't give it to him because of the Vulcan code and stuff, and how much that messed with him. And so this was the perfect solution. The fact that it wasn't some big blow up violent argument or
Yeah.
fight or something,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
she didn't try to poison his cereal
Plumbing
or
soup or
something.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It was, in a way, it was more insidious than that, because he was had the mind of a child at that point,
Yeah.
and she devastated him with her words.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was the right choice for sure. So the other premonition then, the major one, is
Yeah.
that Spock knows now, and he has seen via these visions the fate of the galaxy, basically, and some terrible weapon comes and launches these missiles into the sun, into the planets, destroys Earth. And so Spock is on a mission basically to save the galaxy. And so he doesn't care about the rules or anything. He knows that the Red Angel was sent to enable him to save the galaxy, and he's going to do the right thing. It's the logical thing.
Yeah.
And uh so we know this thing is going to happen. And now
Yes.
Burnham is on board with the mission too. She's like, we got to do this.
Yep.
So at the same time all this is happening on board Disco, so Stamets's lover Hugh is back from the dead, and he has memories and he has feelings, but they're disconnected. So you can tell he doesn't feel connected to Stamets anymore, but also he doesn't connect to like his favorite food or things around him, and he's really just full of rage. And I think it was mostly unresolved rage from being murdered by Tyler. And him and Stamets are struggling because of that. And so Stamets is trying to keep him away from Tyler, but it's inevitable. Their quarters are on the same floor. And so eventually Hugh confronts Tyler in the mess hall, and they get into an actual physical altercation, and they beat the crap out of each other. And the interesting part about that was Saru says, let them fight. Like they need to do this. They need to figure this out. And so, yeah, they beat the crap out of each other to the point where they both just get exhausted and stop. And Saru is right because he said, yeah, this is a catharsis they need to reach. And they do. They get cathartic. And now that tension went away.
Yeah,
And this is Saru's evolved, enlightened self. The old
totally.
one would have been a rule follower,
Yes.
throw him in the brig or whatever. But this is like actually the logical thing in his mind. And so
Yes.
they fight it out. And I think they're going to be okay now. Uh, because Tyler, it was Vok that did it. It wasn't
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And now Tyler and Hugh have this connection because they're both like shells of
Yes.
themselves.
Yes. Exact. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tyler's a shell of Vok.
100%.
Hugh is a shell of his former self, and
Yeah.
so they have a
100%.
lot more in common now than yeah.
And as much as I think it was about Tyler, it was also about himself. And
Sure.
you talked about that.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
want to I do want to say it out loud. Like that was for him. He
Hmm.
wanted to feel something,
Yeah.
right? And it's a very fascinating way of dealing with someone who's come back from the dead, basically.
Yep. Yep.
It's a very fascinating thing to be
Right.
like, I died, but I'm back again. And
Yep.
I don't know who I am. And I don't
Hmm.
know. I have he has the memories and stuff, but it's like looking at yourself from an out, like you're up. I imagine like this is like a shadow of himself looking back at him and
Yeah.
going, "Oh, I know that Stamets, we used to do this and that and all that kind of stuff, but I still don't know who that person is."
Yeah, and
It's really interesting.
I think it's also a callback to a trope of like like vampires when they gain immortality,
Right.
but they're depressed by the price of immortality because they can't enjoy things because
Right.
now they can
Right.
only drink blood to stay alive.
Right. Right.
Or like in Pirates of the Caribbean, the squid face guy, the
Yeah, 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 yeah,
octopus.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. The crew of the Flying
Yeah.
Dutchman.
So they talk about how
Yeah.
they got immortality,
Yeah.
but the price is
It
they
is a
can't
major
taste.
theme in a lot of sci-fi and fantasy, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. They can't taste the
100%.
food. Yeah.
100% agreed.
So
Yep.
I think it was a trope that they were calling back there
Yeah.
to a degree. So, um, I think Frankenstein deals with that too,
Yeah.
where where he gets back, um, they get life, but it's not a real life. It's like,
Right. Right, 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 right.
you know, Anyway,
And like it's a it's a Wonderful Life.
never, I don't know if I saw that.
Okay. Something
Obviously familiar.
yeah, something fairly similar to that. It's like you're watching your own self as a ghost,
Got it.
but you're like or what's that other one with Scrooge?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Um, yes. Oh my God, a Christmas story. What's it called? A Christmas tale. You're talking about the Christmas one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't either.
But yeah, it's like,
It's
remember
Charles
like the
Dickens.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
Charles
yeah,
Dickens,
right,
right?
right. Like, how he take like all those ghosts take Scrooge,
Yeah, yeah.
into some other past, future, whatever, right? And it's like, oh my God. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like a changed man, right? You're kind of looking at yourself, but from a, you know, outsider's perspective, more or less. Oh my God, we're taking very long to make a very singular point. But anyways,
Okay.
yes, it's a lot like
Anyway,
that. A lot like that. Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Saru is right. They needed this to move on. Now they can coexist.
Yes.
And
And
okay,
I
so
loved and I
yeah,
loved how he explains he justifies it to the captain.
yeah,
Right? There's no Starfleet regulations doesn't say, and I think Doug Jones, or the actor who plays Saru, delivered the line brilliantly, because he goes, it doesn't say very much about a human that's been grafted, a Klingon that's been grafted to a human, and someone who's returned from the dead.
yeah, yeah.
And then Captain Pike makes your point in what you said, in that, oh, Saru, this is very evolved. I don't think you would have had the same reaction when you
Exactly.
had your tendrils.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that's what's happening on board Disco, but their mission is to not interfere with Section 31's
Yeah.
pursuit of Burnham and Spock. And so Section 31 is monitoring because
Yes.
they're like, we're pretty sure Burnham's gonna contact Disco. And Disco's perspective is that it's a race to Burnham and Spock
Yes.
against Section 31.
Yes. Very much
And
so.
so, yeah, so they try to throw them off, the scent of the trail, or whatever you call it. And so they go to a station. They're like head towards a station,
Starbase 11, yeah.
Starbase 11, yeah, which is 2 light years away from Talos 4.
Dallas 4, yeah.
So they're at warp, and then Section 31 comes in behind them at warp, which I didn't know you could really do, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's happened a couple of times. And they've tried to explain it. Like, if you match the warp bubble, yeah, it's on.
yeah.
Because they did it in Enterprise with the Enterprise and Columbia,
Hmm.
and they following each other, and you could see them in the
Yeah,
same warp field.
that's right. Yep. But
They've done it a
but
couple of times.
yeah. But it had to be like a special modification to the warp field. Like that wasn't the natural state. I thought they had to like
Yeah,
expand
they
it.
had to match the warp bubble of the. Yeah, yeah, This is where it gets me a little bit. I don't know. Anybody, let us know what you think in the comments section below. Comment, tell us we're wrong. Well, in Star Trek the comic book, action. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, so um they get intercepted by Section 31.
Yeah.
At the same time, both ships try to beam up Burnham and
Yes.
Spock.
Yes.
And so Section 31 says, if you don't let go, we're not going to let go. If you don't let go, Burnham and Spock are going to get torn atom to atom apart,
Yes. Yes.
obliterated forever.
Yes.
So here's where the projection thing comes in. So Vina gets projected onto Disco, and so does Burnham and Spock and the Telosians. They reveal the plan, the knowledge that Burnham learned.
Yeah.
Now Pike is in on it. So now Pike is willing to do whatever it takes because now Pike, you know, to hell with Section 31 and Starfleet. Now we're saving the galaxy.
Yeah.
And he's also loyal to Burnham and his crew, and because Spock and Burnham are his crew at this point. So
Yes.
um
Well, Spock has been part of his crew because Spock has been on Enterprise.
that's
Spock
what I'm
was
saying.
served under. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I'm
Gotcha.
saying like yeah, same thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
so they trick Section 31,
Yeah.
and Section 31 believes that they're beaming up Burnham and Spock, but it's actually projections of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Burnham and Spock take the shuttle into Enterprise. Now they're back on Disco,
Discovery.
or
You
sorry,
said
Discovery.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's like I don't want to go on a tangent there, but
No. 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 No.
I hate that there's this whole show is Disco and not Enterprise. But I wish it was just. I guess I just wish it was Strange New Worlds. I don't know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay. Okay. Okay.
like if you're gonna have a separate ship, you don't need Pike, right? You could have your
Right.
own thing.
Right. Right. Right.
Stick to one.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to Disco.
Yeah.
So now we're reunited, and now we're gonna be back hunting for the Angel, and Spock is reunited with Pike, and yeah, they'll continue their mission. See what happens.
Yeah.
So those are the broad strokes.
Totally.
And so I I think I would give this one a 93.
Okay.
Just because again, I'm not the biggest fan of we've talked about how I don't think we need to include Spock in like invent this thing that he had a sister. I don't think we need to bring in Pike and have this whole adventure that we
Right.
didn't
Right.
know
Right.
about.
Right. 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 Right.
And then when they try to make it seamless with the existing lore, it just doesn't quite feel right.
Okay. Okay.
Not that they don't
That.
pull it off.
Yeah.
It's I'm still a 93 is a good score,
Yeah,
but
no, it's a
it's
great
just
score. No, it's a great
yeah.
score. But
So
I think your major commentary though, that commentary is more broad to the series in
yeah,
general more than the episode.
agreed, but this episode brings it to a head because it's all
Sure,
about Burnham and
sure,
Spock
sure, sure, sure.
and then Pike's former life with him going to Talos,
Yep.
and then so
Okay. Nice.
yeah. So so best disco episode, huh? So we gotta be
Best
pretty
disco episode. It's a 4-star. It's a pip. It's
okay.
not an admiral. It's not a vice admiral. It's not a fleet admiral episode, but it is a solid captain's episode. Four
Okay.
pips. Um,
Nice.
fantastic. And okay, I'm gonna go on for a bit about my
Okay.
theory.
Okay.
The reason I asked, one of the reasons, one of the many reasons I asked you, because it's great conversation, first of all, but and that's
Mhm.
what we do is recap and get our reactions. But I was particularly interested in your characterization of what the sh the fracture was in the relationship.
Yeah.
And it is, and it was interesting, and it's really cool that, you know, that we do this and we get to talk about this because we see it from different lenses, obviously, right? I don't think it's her. I don't think it was her. Oh, no. Before we get into that, we didn't talk about something that I think is also important to this episode. So in this episode, Saru says to the captain, someone is sending Section 31 unsolicited messages and
Mm,
signals.
yeah. Miriam.
Yeah, we
No.
think it's Arium.
Eric. Yeah, okay.
We think it's Lieutenant Arium,
Okay.
but I mean it is. But for
Hmm.
the story's sake,
Hmm.
as you talked about in your synopsis, that it's being blamed on
Tyler.
Ash Tyler.
Hmm.
But I think they're doing it in a very interesting. So I'm starting to put a theoretical in my mind puzzle
Okay.
together
I'm intrigued.
about Burnham
Yeah.
and about the series in general.
Okay.
And I'm because I haven't watched. I mean I'm just guessing, but it's kind of coming together. Okay, now back to my Burnham thing.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. It wasn't as bad. Like, we both have siblings and we've said stuff to them that was, you
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
mean-spirited sometimes because that's what siblings do. So I
Yeah.
don't think it was as worse as she portrays it. However, I do think that it is part of her character that she shoulders because if we look at the trends, she shoulders all of the universe's weight on her back, on her shoulders.
Hmm.
And I think it's because she wasn't able to save her parents. So she's shouldering, like, she took the fault. She was trying to save Giorgio in the first episode, first two
Hmm.
episodes, whatever.
Yeah.
She's trying to save the crew all the time. She's trying to be that ultimate hero, and she's
Yeah.
taking the blame for all of those things. Like if you
Right.
go back and rewind it a bit,
Sure.
like everything she does, it's my fault. I will fix it.
Yep.
It's my fault that Spock is like this. She told her mother, I'm the one who broke him. I have to go fix it. I hurt him. I have to go fix it. So, in that sense, I don't think the the extremists, the Vulcan extremists, were after her. They
Wow.
were after him.
Oh.
He's the one because he is half human and he is half Vulcan. I think he's the one that they wanted to expunge from Vulcan. They
Wow.
targeted him, not her. And because she is who she is, she shoulders that and she wants to save him from she thinks herself, right?
Hmm.
So I don't know, but it's gonna be all on her. And I think that thread is gonna continue the rest of the season, and I think it's gonna continue into the rest of the series until
Interesting.
she's able to reconcile that. Secondly, the second kind of wormhole, rabbit hole that I want to go down.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. Can I clarify something?
Yeah,
So, are you saying though that she is um has a blind spot? Like,
yes.
does she know the terrorists are after Spock? Or is
No,
she so warped that she just,
she's so like it's my fault.
yeah, yeah,
It's my fault that my parents are dead. It's my fault that
right.
Giorgio's dead. It's my fault that, you know, I hurt Spock.
Hmm.
I think she has a very like swoop in and save
Right, right.
everybody around her mentality,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely going to continue to play on into the rest of the series.
Okay.
Secondly,
Yeah.
the future that he sees is tied back, I think, to the wormhole that they opened to the future, to not only that, but to the robotic
The
synthetic
probe.
probe thing from the
Yeah.
future
Hmm.
that is now attacked and attached itself to Arium.
Okay.
And I think that she is a transponder back to, and I'm not sure if it's Section 31 or Starfleet itself, that there is an intelligence that she's feeding back to, and she's the one trying to send that information to gather information about the future. Oh, and remember that thing, that probe thing that had like
Yeah.
1,000 years worth of data or
Yeah,
lived
yeah.
experiences?
The sphere.
The sphere.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna tie into why they make the jump into the future
Okay.
and
Yeah.
why this future, if they keep going down the way they're going, is going to be is um is uh is excuse me, sorry. There's something I have to hang on. So there's something that's going to happen. That's why I think they have to jump. That's why I think Discovery shifts to the future. Is
Okay.
that there is something out there, a robotic being that is going to overtake. I essentially think it's like an AI, and
Sure.
it's going to want to know everything from Discovery because it's got all that information.
Okay.
And they're the one, and that's it's going to develop into this massive thing to destroy all humanoids, Vulcans, Romulans, Klingons, humans, everybody. And I think that ties into why the shifts and time jumps into the future. And I think the Red Angel has something to do with it, or
Yeah.
it's gonna be part of how they get to that future.
I hear you. I agree for sure. So you think though they have a live connection to Miriam. So remember in Enterprise when Archer had that parasite
Yeah,
that was like temporally immune
yeah,
or something? And um I forget exactly how it worked, but it made it such that like it was connected. It was like it didn't know space or time.
yeah.
And so he ends up living a life, but then once they remove it, then it goes back in time. And um but anyway, my point being, do you think that the thing that is it Arium or Miriam
It's Arium.
has Arium has is
Yeah.
a live connection that it is sending information back to the future?
Oh, Back to the Future. No, I don't think it's sending it back to the future. I think
So whatever its intent was now lives in
in
Arium,
Arium,
and
yes,
then
yes.
she will then fulfill its will over time.
Hmm. I think that she is sending it to like a mainframe computer at Starfleet or Section 31.
Okay. Yeah.
And so because and I think it's directly tied to that probe.
Right.
It's directly tied to that probe and then those squid things that attack the shuttle,
Yeah.
right? Those
Yep.
squid things were from We Think the Future.
Right. Yep.
And before it died, it transferred into
hmm
Arium.
Now she has the instructions, the
Yeah,
virus, basically.
yeah, exactly. And I oh man, and I think she's gonna have to I think we're gonna find that out
Yeah.
and that she's gonna sacrifice herself because I
Sure.
think it's taking over Arium.
Sure.
And oh man, I just have this sinking feeling that like we're gonna have an Arium episode
Sure.
and that she's like, oh my gosh, I am no longer Arium. I'm becoming less and less Arium.
Yeah.
And you have to kill me, or I have to explode something,
Yeah.
destroy something, and she sacrifices herself, a
Yep.
la Data in Star Trek Nemesis, but
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Oh no, I get
It's all right. I think you're right. I totally think you're right. Yeah. 100%. And now I know that about Data. It's probably a callback to that, right? She's basically the show's
it could
Data.
be. It could
Yeah.
yeah, it could be. It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
And yet, although I think the actor who plays Arium is in the whole so I could be wrong. I don't know.
It's like George Lucas says about Star Wars. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yes.
Hey, so I'm gonna do something that's gonna kill the mood. I have to go get my cord to plug my
Yeah,
laptop
go
in.
on. Go on.
Sorry, it's gonna take like
Yep,
three
no worries.
minutes. Be
Yep.
right back. Sorry,
Yep.
everybody watching
Do,
live.
do, 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 do. So, YouTubers, what do you think? What should we talk about now? I mean, I guess there's a story? Man named Brady? I don't know. What's going on? Where should we go next? I don't know. I'm just talking. We could just sit here in silence. No, we can't do that. That's boring. That's really boring. Oh, faster than okay. Maybe I should have done, I don't know. Maybe I should have read some sonnets from Shakespeare while he was away.
I'm back. Okay,
Okay.
so on that note, this episode does come from Macbeth. The episode name, if memory serves, I believe is from Macbeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a line from Macbeth, which is a nice little tidbit.
I That's not what I was thinking. For me, okay, big star like for me it was a Spock quote.
Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 7. It's a long one. I'm not going to read
We're
it.
sitting here in suspense, and I'm the Shakespeare fan too. And I'm a Shakespeare fan too.
Yeah, so he says something dues of memory.
Dues of memory. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, and
Mhm.
again, Star Trek fans, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan does this. If memory serves, Dr. So and so, Dr. What is Kirk's lover's name? Shoot. Serves on Regular One. What's her name? Dr. Carol Marcus. If memory serves that you had a relationship with Dr. Carol Marcus and she serves on Regular One. Oh my God, I butchered that line.
Um, yeah,
I'm like,
well, hey, let me preface that ChatGPT is the one who tells me that it's from Macbeth. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So could be wrong.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
No, no, no. It could be. It could be. But yeah, for me, like that was uh yeah, no, that for me, I was like, ooh, this is a callback. Because this is gonna be a Spock episode. This is a callback to Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Yeah, I know, nerd alert. What are you gonna do?
Okay. Well, yeah. I was just trying to take in what you were saying about your whole theory about how
It's
everything's
a
going to come
lot. I
together, how
know.
it's going
It's
to
a
play out.
lot. It's a lot. And I'm probably like, oh,
No, man. I'm on board. I'm 100% on board after you said that. Yeah. So,
I'm gonna be wrong. Look like an idiot the rest of the rest of the series.
well, I think some of what you said has to be true. Um,
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
because like when they talk about AI, there's like the corpus, which is like the library of data that it draws on. And
Right.
so what you said there makes sense because that sphere, I believe it was 100,000 years worth of
Yeah, 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 yeah.
history.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So that is like the mega corpus. And so now that resides on Disco. And so now Arium is basically going to hand that to the thing seeking the data.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to enable them to destroy the galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah. So intriguing.
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
And then who do you think the angel is?
Yeah. I think the angel is, and again, I think this ties back to Burnham trying to save the galaxy. I
Yeah,
think this is like Burnham's kid or like, a descendant um from the future. And it's with like instructions from mom, right?
sure.
From Michael
Yeah,
that my mission is to go and save
sure.
uh, maybe save is not the right word. Maybe paint a picture of how no, no, how how to light a path in which you can save the galaxy.
Sure. Okay.
And then it's still on your own to figure out, but it's not to save, it's to try to figure out and walk on that path.
Hmm. So it's the rise of Burnham.
Yeah, 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 you beat me to it. Cannot give in to fear. Cannot give in to fear. Fear, no. It's not
But
that path.
but we
No,
know that
the lights, you do not need your weapon.
but so we know that though Disco jumps into the future at some point, right?
Yes,
So it could be Burnham going back to the
it could
present
be. It
via
could
the
be. It
suit.
could
Yeah.
be. It could be.
Okay.
Oh, you mean,
They jump to the future. She gets the technology,
oh,
goes back in time using
interesting.
the technology.
Oh, right. And you think, so she goes back and she sets those things
Yeah.
like when
And
we
then
went to New Eden. Well, like when we go to like in the previous episode.
and then and then
Interesting.
when Spock mind melds with her, he knows it's her. And so now he's protecting her and lying to her that like he's not telling her, "Hey, I know it's you." He can't tell her because it'd be one of those
Interesting.
um like when Marty goes back, he can't
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. He can't run
change
into
anything.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Spock can't tell her, but he has to
yeah,
protect her,
yeah.
chauffeur her to the end zone, basically.
Right. Because that would, again, you can't meet your former self
Yeah,
because
right.
it will tear a space. They're tearing. It will be a tear in the space-time continuum and destroy the entire galaxy. Or
Exactly.
simply, she might faint and pass out.
Right, exactly. Well, was there anything else with this episode you want to talk about?
Um. Oh, yeah, a small thing. Another small little thing that I noticed.
Yeah,
So when Leland and Giorgio are talking to the admirals at
yeah,
Starfleet,
yeah,
I did have to pause that for a second
sure.
because in my mind, those admirals are the founding species of the Federation.
Hmm.
Andorian, Tellarite, Vulcan, human, and something else. I don't know if that's true, but that'd be cool if it was.
Was there a Tellurite there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one that answers the question of, do you think that Burnham would tell blah 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 blah? How do you know this?
Huh.
How do you know this?
Interesting.
One of them could be wrong.
Interesting. I did not pick up on that.
I was like, oh, is that coincidence?
I
I don't
thought I thought the Tellurites were from the Xindi universe, though.
know. No, 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 no.
Are they
No.
the rude ones? The ones who are
Yeah,
rude?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. The ones that are straightforward
Yeah, okay,
or whatever, I don't know. Yeah.
okay. Well, no, that's like you have to be rude to them, otherwise they'll,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So we know that's like the highest level of Starfleet then, if it's like the top dog
Well,
of
no, 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 no,
every.
no, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there was a representation of the species, of all the species, if not all of them, that founded the Federation. I don't know if it's, you know, done specifically because of that,
Hmm.
but but in my mind, it was just this nice representation of the
Yeah.
founders, of the founding
Hmm.
species of the Federation.
And so corruption has now, affected the
Yes.
highest levels of Starfleet.
Yes. And I think it has something to do with this. I think there is a Federation computer thing that runs models.
Okay.
The main computer in which you say computer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Or if you're Scotty in Star Trek 4, you pick up the mouse and go, "Hello, computer. Hello, computer." Something small, but
Does that
thought
computer
that I'm
exist
interested.
in this era, in the disco era?
What?
The computer you're referring to?
Uh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe?
So maybe they're going to build this terrible weapon, but then somebody stops them from doing it. But then instead they build the computer then that we know and love
Maybe?
in TNG and stuff.
Maybe. Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe. It is interesting though in Discovery, they do say computer do this or whatever. Because in the original series, that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a
Right.
thing.
So maybe the spear is the origin story for the computer
Maybe.
that you know in TNG.
Maybe. Oh,
It's like in Solo, a Star Wars
oh
story,
God.
when the droid's memory is the origin story of the Millennium Falcon's computer.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Oh God, help me.
Speaking of ships, I have a treat for you.
Okay,
Okay, so a fan of the show,
a
my
fan of the
real,
show.
yeah, a real life friend that I
Oh my
know,
gosh.
Mike. He
Okay,
also he also prints, he does 3D printing.
okay.
He printed us some stuff. So I'm going to show you. So podcast
Oh, awesome.
people, Jason's going to have to describe it,
Okay.
but people on YouTube you can see. So,
Oh man, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is the refit Constitution class
yep.
Starship Enterprise
Yep.
from the films.
Okay, so there's that one.
Oh
I'm
man.
told these are to scale. Okay, so
Okay.
here's what's
Okay.
next. Can you
Oh,
see
a
it?
Miranda class starship. Okay, the USS Reliant is a very popular variant of that starship
What
from
show
Star
is
Trek
that
2, The
from?
Wrath of Khan. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of
Oh,
Khan.
okay.
But then but then we see it in other in like Next Generation, we see it in Deep Space Nine. Yeah, it's the Miranda class. Ooh,
So
nice.
which group flies these then? Is it the Romulans?
No, it's a Federation starship. No, that's a
Okay.
Federation starship. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Well
And
then,
you can tell that it was kit bash too, right? Because they took the hull or the saucer of the Constitution, and then they
okay.
just added some bits from
Okay.
like, other,
Got it.
and
I see what
then
you're
made the
saying.
model of the Miranda class.
Okay. There's three
Okay.
more. Here's
Oh,
the next
oh,
one.
oh, Klingon D7 class battle cruiser. Nice. The one that they modeled Discovery after because it looks so much like a Klingon vessel. Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
thought these were
dun.
called like warbirds or something.
No, 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 no. That's a D7 class Klingon ship.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum,
All right.
bum,
You're gonna like
bum,
this one.
bum, 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 bum. Oh, there you go. That's your
Romulan,
yeah, that's your
right?
Romulan
Yeah.
warbird.
The warbird. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm still learning, folks. I don't have a lot of experience with Romulans. In Enterprise, these guys showed up and
In
like
that ship. Kind
obliterated
of.
a bunch of
Kind
people.
of. In a like a precursor to that ship though.
Yeah, but then because they couldn't break canon, Enterprise didn't know what they were or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
Jason knew and he was able
yeah,
to tell me, but
yeah.
because I think in the original series, that's when they're like there's their first contact with humans
Yes,
or whatever.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
so
yes,
for me,
yes,
I don't know shit about Romulans, is my point.
yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
all right,
We
here we
don't
go.
even.
And
Okay,
here's the big one. Again, remember these were all to scale.
I get it. Yep.
So
Oh, interesting. Oh, the Great Experiment. My friends, the Great Experiment.
what is this one?
The Excelsior.
The Excelsior. Tell
Yeah,
me more.
the Excelsior is a movie ship. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. It makes its first appearance, and it's the Excelsior class, and it's a new class of starship that can get to transwarp drive faster than warp speed. And then Sulu becomes captain of the USS Excelsior in Star Trek 6. And then that ship is used many, I mean, you talk about a ship that they continue to use over and over and over and over again. The
Mhm.
Excelsior and the Miranda class, that small one,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
those are like two of the most reused models or, ship classes in Star Trek.
Okay.
So yes, and some variant of that ship, the Excelsior. Yes. That's cool.
Yeah. So thank you, Mike. You're the man.
Woo! Thank you, Mike. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Badass.
Mike
Yeah.
making Miranda, Excelsior, Klingon. Five ships? Five ships. That's cool.
Um, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So
That's so cool.
those are definitely going in the studio.
Absolutely. I mean, after you play with them, right? Pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew, 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 pew.
exactly.
Oh no, the Falcon! What's the Millennium Falcon doing in here?
He's also made me a Gandalf. Many years
You're
ago, he made me a
kidding.
Gandalf. Yeah, it's one of the first things he printed. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
um, okay. Nothing else with Star Trek.
No,
So are you caught up on the Acolyte?
I am not.
How far behind are you?
How many have
There's been seven.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Uh I am so it's almost over.
There's only one left.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've been so busy. He just the bumbling idiot reveals
Pioneer.
himself to yeah,
Yeah.
Kamir reveals himself to be Sith Lord
Yeah.
apprentice.
Okay.
Which one was it though? The master or the apprentice?
Nice. Did you see? So you saw the big fight then,
Yes.
and that's the last episode you saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't yeah, I've been busy and I just yeah.
Okay. We'll get to it,
Why
man.
is it like good without spoiling it? I mean, what do you think so far?
I like it. Yeah, I told you I like the show a lot.
I know,
Um,
I know, I
it
know.
there's there okay, so we can talk about the fight.
Yes.
So next time, hopefully you'll be caught up. We can talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
But
should be.
so the cortosis, the metal.
Yes.
So as he's fighting, he's like turning off lightsabers with the metal. And like one of them, they like hit his helmet and the lightsaber goes out.
Right.
So that metal is called cortosis, and it's from the expanded universe stuff.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
it's, I
Okay.
believe it's from the High Republic
Okay.
novels or whatever. And
Okay.
so it is a
Which is
thing.
cool that they've been doing though, in ways.
I'm a little torn because I don't like how you have to then engage with that stuff in order to get the full experience of the show.
But they usually use it not technically always in non-lore High Republic expanded universe, right? They take it, but then they make it their own sometimes, right?
Yeah, yeah, that seems to be like because I know Filoni has said when they'll write a character, but they don't know their name or what they are. And then
Yeah.
they'll intentionally go dig around in legends to see if that character already exists. And I guess that's what happened with Thrawn.
Yes.
They're like we had this brilliant strategist war general dude, and we're like, well, we don't need to invent a new one. We'll just go grab Thrawn. And then they
Right.
plugged him in. I believe
Right.
he said something to that effect.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So,
That sounds about right.
yeah.
So yeah.
So I think that, it's possible the same thing happened here. And I,
Right.
I
Right.
won't
Right.
I
Right. Right.
won't
Right. Right.
spoil it because there's more with Cortosis later in the next episode. So I won't
Really?
spoil
It's
I
about a
won't spoil
metal
that.
thing? Really?
Yeah. I won't spoil that.
Okay.
But I think what they did in the next episode is why they were like, we need a metal. Oh, well, we already have this Cortosis stuff. Oh,
Okay.
what is Cortosis? Oh, it can turn off lightsabers. And so I don't think they were going for the lightsaber turning off stuff. I think they're going for the stuff that happens in the next episode.
Okay.
And this was just a byproduct of it. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, but it's got to end though, right? If the cortosis, if it's
Yeah.
about this metal that can block lightsabers.
It has other properties that are revealed in the next episode. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So,
Interesting. Because we don't hear about it later, so it's gotta
right.
end.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess it's possible
Can you
that
make
all
like someone's trying to make an armor and then the Sith are trying to make an armor and be like, bring it, Jedi.
it's possible that perhaps, well,
Okay.
I guess not. I was going to say maybe the Knights of Ren use it, but then we would see the lightsaber thing happen when Rey fought
Right.
them or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right,
So,
right, 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 right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Who
Okay.
knows? Yeah. Maybe it's a lost art that dies with Khmer.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Okay.
I do love though. Okay, so last weekend I went and saw Blink 182 in concert, and they didn't go on
They're
till,
still together.
yeah, dude. So
Wow.
they didn't go on till 9 at night.
Okay.
It was way out in the West
Where
Valley,
where were they
uh,
playing?
at the old Coyotes Arena.
In
So
Glendale?
yeah,
Oh my God. You drove out to Glendale. Oh
yeah.
man. Oh man.
So
45 minutes, brother.
so this means I didn't get home till after midnight,
Right.
and I still watched the
Oh
new
my
Star Wars
gosh.
episode.
Oh man. Okay, I thought you said okay. Okay, first of all, I thought you were setting that up differently and saying, "Oh my gosh, the concert they didn't go on till 9." So I stood there with holding my phone watching the act alone.
I 100% would have done that, but there was opening acts, and there's no way I could have heard.
Oh, right, right, right.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
guess
I
I
got
could
you.
have done closed caption, but
That's
the music
hilarious.
is a
Yeah,
thing.
that's
So
not the same. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's not the same. Oh man.
just wanted to illustrate my
Yeah,
devotion compared to Jason's.
I don't think I think that's incredibly well established that your devotion your devotion to that sad religion has not even helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes.
Now
Don't
I
try
force
to
choke you.
scare us with
Now I
your
force choke
story.
you. Yeah. I
Oh,
find your lack of faith disturbing, right?
yeah, exactly. Sorry, buddy, but we all know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man. So what was it like 2 o'clock in the morning that you didn't finally go to bed?
I think, yeah, exactly. Literally, yeah. And then I had to go to work the next day.
Because it's like
So,
an hour show. But you know what?
yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well,
Again,
they played for, dude, they played for like 2.5 hours.
wow.
Yeah.
What were their good songs again?
Damn it. I guess this is growing up. That one. What's my age again? All the small things. I miss you.
Wait, 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 wait. All the small
Yeah.
things. Okay.
Yeah. The girl at the rock show is another one. First date is another one.
Okay. Who are the openers?
Some band called Pierce the Veil.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing
Nobody that
from
I know.
back then. This was a newer
No.
band, it sounds like.
Well, I looked them up later. I think they had a big song like 10 years ago, but definitely not like
Oh, okay,
back
okay, okay.
back then.
Back
So,
back then. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Wow. So who
Yeah.
wanted to go more? You or Becky or both?
It was, I think both because we had a bit of regret about not seeing them the last time they came. I had
Oh,
kind of
really? Oh, okay.
I had kind of talked my wife out of it because I've seen them before. Back in high school, I saw them twice,
Sure, sure.
and I thought they were terrible live. They sounded terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, like both times they sounded bad. And then whenever I
Okay.
see videos of them play live, I'm like, yeah, they're just not a live band. They just don't have they're not very
Yeah,
tight.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. Well, I mean that
Travis,
happens. I mean that happens. Like some bands are better on CD or
yeah.
on radio or whatever. than live.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
so then when they came back together with the new album and everything, so they toured last summer, and everyone who went said they sounded amazing. And so I was like, oops, my bad. Sorry, Becky. And then not even a year later, they came back. And so I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And the other thing is that they like, the other hurdle is you always say to me, like when the Yotes were playing there,
Yeah.
um, that, it's an hour or 45
Yeah.
minutes at
Oh
least.
yeah.
And you're like, no, not going out that far.
Yeah. I mean, so that was slightly mitigated because it was an inside show
Yeah.
it's so hot here that like being able to sit inside in air
Inside. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
conditioning was a
Yeah. Yeah.
huge bonus.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So but usually it cools down at night in the desert. Not even now?
the what do they call the land something effect? The heat island effect or whatever it's
Ah,
called.
yes. Yes, 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 yes.
So the concrete warms up
Yes, and it
and
takes longer to cool down.
there's not enough time for it to cool down.
Yeah, I got you.
So
Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Got you. Okay.
So so
Mm,
I think in the desert proper, if you were to go out in
right,
in the middle of the Sonoran Desert,
right,
I'm sure you'd get down to the 80s or whatever.
right.
But here in the cement jungle,
Yep,
the asphalt jungle, it's still
yep.
high 90s. Yeah.
Got it. And
Yeah.
did you guys have a night out on the town in Glendale at least?
No.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to work the next. It was year end, I was crazy
No,
busy the
no, I
next
know,
day,
but
so
like, did you
yeah.
go out and have dinner before?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Nope.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is that
So,
is that area still kind of like full of restaurants and stuff though, even
oh
though
yeah. Oh yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though there's nothing really going on at
It is the hub for nightlife in in that part of
in
West Valley.
Glendale. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll always be busy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll have concerts.
Okay. All right.
I think the Rattlers are still there. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then we're 2 weeks closer to September for Zelda.
Oh yeah. September 26th.
Right.
Zelda. Yeah. Yeah. So I will be coming out with a theory video on that hopefully on
Oh,
Friday.
all right. Nice. Check
But
that out on his TikTok.
yeah, editing is not fun.
Yeah.
I'm very slow at it, so it could easily be next week when it comes out. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I got you.
Yeah. But anyway,
All right.
Jason, always a pleasure, man.
It's always lovely to be back in the captain's
Yeah.
quarters.
Love talking to you, buddy.
And,
And
not only that, but like, the things that we get to talk about, but the things that we get to drink, like
yeah, yeah, hop water.
not
Can't.
sponsored, but they could be. They could be.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to us on all the stuff. Follow us on all the things. You know where to find us. And until next time, live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, and it is better.
See ya.
Take care, buddy.
All right, Jason. Talk to you later, man.
Yep, take